morning, boys and girls. I am so glad that you have joined into our lesson today. My name is Miss Charpentier. I'm a first grade teacher at Richter, but today I will be teaching your reading lesson. I know that we have had a lot of days off of school, but I am so glad that you have joined on this morning and you are ready to learn. So I hope you brought your listening ears because I have some really cool things to tell you today. But before we really get into our lesson, I want you to think about something. Last year in kindergarten, did your teacher ever ask you to turn and talk with a partner? What did that mean? Well, usually when you're in class and you're sitting on the rug and your teacher asks you a question, you have to think about it, and then with your partner, you turn to them and talk about what your answer to that question is. Well, since you're learning from home, we're going to do things a little differently, but we still want you to think about questions that we ask. So, if Ms. Charpentier asks you a question, I want you to think about it, pause your video, and then go tell someone your answer. Now, you may have to go tell your mom or dad, your brother or sister, or my favorite, you can bring in your favorite stuffed animal. Mine is my bear, and you can tell them your answer to the question. So, let's go ahead and practice for a moment. I'm going to ask you a question. You have to pause your video, think about your answer, and go tell someone. All right, my question to you is, what is your favorite book? Your favorite book could be something that your kindergarten teacher read to you, maybe a book that you checked out from the library, or one that you have at your house. So, think about it, pause your video, go tell someone, and then come on back and press play. Pause the video. Okay, I am wondering what your favorite book was. I hope that you went and told someone what it was. And keep your stuffed animal close by if you chose to tell them, because we're going to have to use them in a few minutes again when I ask you more questions. All right, our lesson today is going to be about my favorite book, The Art Lesson. Doesn't it look very interesting? So today, while we look at this book, we are going to learn about our brain and all the thoughts that go on in our brain while we read. Sometimes while we're reading, we look at pictures and we find out really interesting things about what our book is telling us. Sometimes we may have thoughts and questions about what is going on in the book, or it may even remind you of something. And so today I'm going to show you how I think when I read and look at pictures. So let's go ahead and look at the cover of this book. Now the title is up at the top. It says The Art Lesson. And down here at the bottom, I see someone's name. Do you know whose name that is? The author. Remember, the author is someone who wrote the book. And so his name is Tommy DePaola. And so his name is right here at the bottom. And he is the author of the book. And now I'm looking at all the pictures on the cover of this book. And I'm really listening to what my brain is telling me right now. And right now, my brain is thinking that those are some really pretty flowers on the wall. And I'm kind of wondering, did he draw those flowers? Did he paint them? I also see a little boy with some paper and a crayon. But most of all, I see that big smile on his face. And so that smile is telling my brain right now, I bet that he loves to draw. And so I don't forget that. I want to write it down and put it on a Post-it note and actually put it on the cover of my book. So you can see I have, wow, I bet this little boy loves to draw. And now when I look at the cover of this book, my brain will remind me, I bet he loves to draw because of that big smile on his face. Now it's your turn. I want you to look at the cover of this book for a few seconds. What is your brain telling you? What are you looking at right now? Is it reminding you of something? All right, remember how I said we're still going to turn and talk and answer questions? Now's your turn. After looking at this cover, I want you to think about, what is your brain telling you? Is it reminding you of something? Do you have some questions about the cover of this book? Pause your video, go find a friend, your mom or dad, your brother or sister, your favorite stuffed animal, and tell them, what does the cover of this book make me think of? Pause the video. Okay, I'm so glad you're back. I hope that you went and told someone what the cover of this book was making you think of. Maybe you were thinking about those paintbrushes and colors in the back. Maybe you thought that he was a really good artist if he did draw those flowers. Or maybe you were wondering, where is he? What's his name? Is he in art class? Is he at home? So your brain could have told you a lot of different things just from looking at this one picture on the cover of the book. And so today, while you're reading, after you watch this video, I want you to really be listening to what your brain is telling you. If it's asking any questions, if it's reminding you of something, maybe when you look at a book, it reminds you of something that you've done. Like maybe this book reminds you of a time that you went to art class here at school and you drew a really pretty picture. It might make you think of a lot of things. And so, this is your task for today. I want you to go find a book to read. Remember, when we're looking for books, we have to really choose a good book. Make sure that it has good pictures and that you can read the words on the page and that you can understand what you're reading. So your first task, go find a book. Your second task, I want you to find your reading spot at your house. Maybe it's at your kitchen table, on your sofa, maybe it's in your room. My favorite spot here to read at school is right here in my classroom library. I love to read here. So, find your book, find your favorite reading spot, and then while you're reading, your third task, what I want you to do is when you look at pictures, when you read the words of your book, listen. What is your brain telling you? What are you thinking about while you read the information on those pages? So that is what I want you to do today. I really hope you have an awesome day. I am so glad that I was able to teach you a lesson today. I hope to see you soon. Bye, guys.